up, and welcome to the Beneath the Dirt podcast. I'm your host, Rombone. Thank you for tuning in. We are episode 74 of the show. Coronavirus is fucking up America, canceling or postponing a whole shitload of events, killing people. Strange music is releasing way too much fucking music. And whole bunch of new music releases, upcoming new music releases. But up first, I want to give a couple shouts out before we start the show. First up, I want to give a shout out to DJ Run for Cover from the Tales from the Lotus podcast, fellow Juggalo podcast out there up on YouTube. He had a heart attack last week from what I understand. And Run for Cover's always been a cool motherfucker with me. A few times I've spoke to him. So shout out to DJ Run for Cover. I hope for a speedy recovery and everything's okay with you. And get better. That shit fucking sucks. Wasn't expecting to see that shit happen. But get better. Shout out to DJ Run for Cover and the Tales from the Lotus pod. Much fucking love. Also, I want to send a shout out. I meant to do this last week to DC Fago Guy. Shout out to DC Fago Guy. And also shout out to Beastmaster. DC Fago Guy had responded to my podcast where I talked about is Violent J to blame for the Juggalo divide? And he responded to that about a week and a half ago, just a few days after I released that episode. And this past week, Beastmaster of Carnival Spirits also responded to it. Both those guys are the fucking homies. Shout out to DC Fago Guy. Shout out to Beastmaster. Both their videos and responses were the fucking shit. Much love. I respect their opinions. I love that people can respond to shit, have a healthy conversation without it turning fucking ugly and shit talking, shit flinging like that. So much love once again to DC Fago Guy and Beastmaster for their responses to why I think Violent J is the cause for all this whole divide. I stand behind what I fucking say 100%. Absolutely. Anything I put out there, I stand behind. But yeah, those videos are the shit. Go if you don't follow them or are subscribed, go check those shits out. Really dope listens from both of them. Dope videos. And let's get into some brand new music. This week, we got Boondocks, Buckshot, staying up on my fucking radar with these new releases. Last week, I had announced that they were going to be releasing a new song with Twisted and Young Wicked up on all the digital service providers. I was wrong in that. I clarified on it on Twitter. In fact, they released Mad World this past Friday up on all the digital medias. Not sure if this is on the Paradigm Shift album or not. That has still yet to be released on iTunes, Spotify, all that. Although people have been getting their pre-orders. I've seen the pictures. I haven't listened to this song right here, but it is out now for release. I just wanted to clarify because I did incorrectly say that they were releasing the song with Twisted and Young Wicked when in fact they weren't. So that is my fuck up. My bad. But Mad World is out right now. Everywhere you can listen to that shit. So go peep that. Jaron Ben comes back with another new single. He drops Church on us. He just dropped another track a couple weeks back that was fucking banging over the ill fucking bassy kind of trap beat. This shit right here, Church, is kind of rapping about dead homies, dead family members, shit like that. Really meaningful kind of track from Jaron Ben. Nice little switch up from the just random shit talking that he does, saying kind of crazy random shit that Jaron Ben is known for. I just listened to this track before I started the show, before I started recording, and I'm waiting for a new Jaron Ben album. This dude is the shit. He stays pretty fucking consistent. I believe his last project might have been Slow Motion Part 2, if I'm correct. If not, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was a dope little album that he put out. And it's been a couple years since he put out a full-length project, if I remember correctly. So Jaron Ben dropped his new single, Church. New album hopefully on the way, or some kind of project. So go peep that if you ain't peeped that out yet. And DJ Clay, this week, he took to Facebook. He wrote, drop a tag or name an artist that's making waves and that you would love to hear on Let Him Bleed 5. I posted it up on my social medias. You got the typical responses that you would expect. ICP Twisted, basically psychopathic, M&E shit. Couple strange music artists, Tech 9. I saw Isham thrown in there. I seen underground dudes being tagged. I think this is very interesting if DJ Clay is working on a Let Him Bleed Volume 5. We all know DJ Clay was mingling around with the M&E dudes a couple months back at the Christmas party. We saw that. He's got shows coming up with Blaze. And he's no longer on Psychopathic, just doing his own thing. So I'll be curious to see if DJ Clay could be some kind of catalyst of bringing Psychopathic Records artists and M&E artists together on a song, possibly on Let Him Bleed Volume 5. You know, all the Let Him Bleed series that he dropped on Hatchet House, the subsidiary of Psychopathic Records, starting about 10 years ago, went for a few years. Then he did the Book of the Wickeds and The World Upside Down, and Let Him Bleed Volume 5. I would love to see, the old Psychopathic camp, everybody, ICP Twisted, even though it's Psychopathic and M&E. Would love to see all them dudes all up on Let Him Bleed Volume 5. Isham, of course, if he comes with the heat. His albums were pretty much a letdown. People wondering why I'm not talking about them. And they obviously don't listen to my fucking podcast, because if they did, they know why I don't talk about it. But anyway, Tech 9 would be a dope feature. Any strange music artist, reach out for the deep underground. Get dudes like Gruesome, Low-Key, Class, fucking, who else is out there? Joker, even though he's a fucking clown. Bunch of other dudes. Can't think of off the top of my head, but if Let Him Bleed Volume 5 is going down, I'd like to see if DJ Clay could be the catalyst for bringing Psychopathic and M&E artists together. That would be dope. I highly doubt that shit would happen, but it would be dope. And then we got brand new ShyOne, now known as XShy361X, or just Shy361. It's up on all the digital service providers. His new album, The Door. If you're not familiar with ShyOne, this dude was fucking one of the biggest artists in the horrorcore wicked shit scene, like deep underground, below Psychopathic, before there was a LSP, or right around when LSP was starting up. That kind of underground. I remember ShyOne from the horrorcore.com message boards. This dude is fucking amazing. One of my favorite horrorcore wicked shit artists ever. This dude was mad slept on as far as concerning the, Psychopathics and shit like that. The bigger labels in the underground scene. And he had dropped a couple albums, Emotions Detached, Where I Stand, I Will Fall, which is a fucking classic if you ask me. And it was teased for so long that he was going to drop The Door. Advertising features with Lord Infamous of 3-6 Mafia, Dilemma, if you remember Dilemma from the Midwest Choppers track on Misery Loves Company, the first Tech 9 Collabos album. So he had a couple big name features for the album, and the album never fucking came out. Dude kind of just fell off the fucking face of the earth, went and took care of his family, just abandoned the whole fucking music shit. But last week, I want to say on Wednesday, maybe Thursday, he just randomly posted that The Door would be dropping on Friday. And sure as shit, The Door dropped on Friday. Long-awaited album. Great fucking album. If you love old school 3-6 Mafia, I'm talking about Mystic Styles era, that whole old school devil shit kind of sound, similar to what dudes like Suicide Boys and Ghostman are doing now, you should check out ShyOne, now known as Shy361. This dude, if he came out 15 years ago, if he came out now, instead of 15 years ago when he was dropping albums, dude would be flourishing in this new underground SoundCloud rapper wave like Suicide Boys, Puya, fucking City Morgue, all that shit. This dude is fucking dope. The opening track, he starts out by saying 98% of this album was recorded in 2005. And then the first track I want to say is a brand new track because he does talk about how he just kind of fell off face of the earth 15 years ago, even though he had this album in the tuck and never released it. So I think that's probably the only brand new track that wasn't recorded 15 years ago on this album. And then the other parts on the album that aren't from 15 years ago are probably the features from Twisted Insane and Roz Dilliams. As far as I know, Twisted Insane is a relatively new artist. I want to say in the last 7-8 years. And Roz Dilliams, I don't know how long he's been around, but I've only heard his name in the last few years myself. But this album is fucking dope, dark, wicked shit at its finest. If I have to nitpick this album, which I will, and it's that if you've been following ShyOne, if you are familiar with ShyOne and have been following his career for the last 15 years, there are 6 songs on this album that have been previously released, whether it be bonus tracks on the Where I Stand, Where I Fall bonus disc, which was released in a DVD case, which I own, tracks that were released on an old school Riff Raff compilation before Riff Raff the rapper. There was Riff Raff the Crew with ShyOne, McNasty, Gruesome, Big Slack. I want to say LeVay. I think Class was in that shit. And then his last project that he put out, which was 6 years. So between that, there was 6 tracks that have been previously released if you've been following ShyOne's career for the last 15 or so years. But if you haven't, the shit is all brand new. The shit is fucking banging. Standout tracks to me, Hinges featuring Twisted Insane is fucking so dope. Peril featuring Dilemma, banger. Awakening with Roz Dilliams, so dope. Under, the Graveyard Soldiers tribute, that was on the Where I Stand, Where I Fall reissue with as a bonus track, really dope. Photographs, which was previously released, love that track. Live Horrorcore with Gruesome. Gruesome is one of my fucking all-time favorite wicked shit spitters. Dude is just real fucking nice with the bars. The title track, The Door, is really dope. I love the song In Darkness with Kingpin Skinny Pimp and Lord Infamous. 2 big name features, former 3-6 Mafia affiliates, and rest in peace to Lord Infamous. And he did drop a video and a single the day before the album dropped called The Box. Banging ass track. Love the video. Creepy as fuck. This album right here, if you love that old school 3-6 Mafia sound, the sound that Suicide Boys is kind of doing right now, you'll love Shy361, formerly known as ShyOne. The album is called The Door. It's up on iTunes, Spotify, all that. Album is fucking banging. I highly recommend you check this shit out. Super dope. I've been bumping it all weekend. All fucking weekend. And this one right here, Benny the Butcher dropped a brand new track called Did I? I've been bumping this all weekend as well, in between bumping fucking ShyOne's album and King Iso's album. This track right here, brand new Benny the Butcher called Did I? Really dope. kind of braggadocious, kind of shit talking, but like, what the fuck did I do to y'all to fucking hate on me kind of shit. Really dope track. Love the hook. Beat's really dope. We need new Benny the Butcher. I know dude dropped Tana Talk 3 and fucking the plugs I met within the last year and a half. But god damn it, those Griselda dudes stay busy. Stay busy. I saw a picture with Benny, Conway, and Westside with fucking Kanye West and fucking somebody else. Let me see if I could pull it up on my phone if I still got that picture. But they were like pictured up in the fucking desert with somebody. Oh, Prodigy. It was Conway and Westside. Prodigy and fucking Kanye West. Do they got something in the fucking works? Prodigy makes sense to me. Kanye and Griselda doesn't really fucking make sense to me. Kanye's a fucking straight weirdo nowadays. But back to the Benny Butcher track. This shit is fucking banging. Really dope. Kind of mellow track, but braggadocious shit talking. Definitely recommend this shit out. Benny very rarely. Actually, Benny never fucking disappoints. As does Conway. Griselda dudes. Just super on point with pretty much all their shit. So go check that shit out. In other news, we got Clockwork. He took to Instagram this past week. He posted a picture of him and Kung Fu Vampire talking about, we got a smacker on the way for you. Little throwback pic to go with my excitement. Shit's cold at Kung Fu Vampire. So it looks like we got some new Clockwork, formerly of Gorilla Voltage, and new Kung Fu Vampire coming. These dudes collaborated a few times. Clockwork and Mr. Gray, they were on Kung Fu Vampire's last album. Kung Fu Vampire been on pretty much everything Gorilla Voltage ever did. They've been on tours together, all that. I believe they're from the same area. I know they're from California, possibly the same area. But I'm definitely looking forward to new Clockwork, Kung Fu Vampire. Clockwork has already dropped a pair of singles this year, and he dropped another single with his new group, Them Chains, which they still need to fucking stay dropping music. More consistent. I know it's a brand new group. They only dropped one song, but they need to drop some new shit. I commented on one of the Them Chains pictures that he posted up on Instagram, like, we need more music. He said the next track is being mixed and mastered as we speak, and we should be expecting it soon. And I'm definitely expecting or anticipating this new shit with Kung Fu Vampire. His album Come Dawn last year was fucking dope, banging, really good, made my top 20 for 2019. I expect this track to be fucking dope because the first two Clockwork songs that we got were really good. And I'm sure he's got some kind of album in the works. And he's doing it right by releasing these singles first. Maybe we'll get an EP before an album, some shit. But new Clockwork is definitely a good thing and definitely anticipating it. Another new release, AMB, last Monday, dropped a fucking new EP release. Release date coming up on the Twisted Dynamic Duo Tour, which has been postponed, the first few dates of it, which we'll get to in a little bit here. But they're dropping their new EP, Fatality. They dropped a little commercial, if you will, whatever the fuck. And it seems like they're going to be doing a little bit of shit talking on this album. They're kind of calling out YouTubers, podcasters, shit talkers, if you will. I'm curious to see if they're going to be dropping any names. I highly doubt they will, but we're just going to have to wait and see. But I'm really surprised to see that we're getting a new AMB album before we're getting a fucking Young Wicked album or EP. We know we got that EP with Scatterbrains on lock. He has another Young Wicked the Mixtape Volume 2. Where the fuck is that? He's got these two projects that, as far as I'm aware, are completed and finished. But first, We're getting a new AMB project, 6 brand new songs. I like Young Wicked better than AMB. AMB is really fucking dope. Bones Dub is the shit, the way they balance each other out in the group. I'd rather new Young Wicked, but I'll take AMB for fucking sure. This new Fatality EP, I'm sure is going to be fucking dope. Probably produced by Young Wicked. I'm pretty sure that they just recorded it while they were in Detroit for Astronomicon. There was pictures of them and video of them all up in the Magic Ninja studios. So definitely looking forward to this shit. It'll be on the Hynamic Duo Tour as long as the rest of the shit doesn't get postponed due to this Corona shit. You're just going to have to wait and see. But, still the tour it's going down. It's going to be postponed. We'll talk about it again, like I said, in a few minutes here. Fucking Ouija Mack. He's coming up this Tuesday. He dropped up on Twitter. Something very wicked coming on the 17th. And just before I hopped on here to record this podcast, he said he's dropping a new song on the 17th, which is Tuesday. He said it's up on his Patreon right now. I don't know if you're up on his Patreon. I'm not. I heard he likes to post his dick up on there, so I ain't no hurry to get up on no Ouija Mack Patreon, but I'm definitely in a hurry to get new Patreon, actually, Ouija Mack music. And he said it's a track that he's been sitting on for a while that was in a trash folder, if you will, but he decided to dig it out. It's grown on him. He said one man's trash is another man's treasure. And we'll see come Tuesday if this track is any good. But new Ouija Mack to me, I'm hyped for it. Ouija Mack is that dude. Wasteland is coming. Shaggy and Keegan, they were up on their podcast this past Friday from the fucking hospital. Shaggy got neck surgery. Get better. That's Mr. Shaggy 2 Dope. He said Wasteland is coming. So him talking about Wasteland gives me hope. Wasteland will be on Psychopathic and that the album is indeed coming. So definitely looking forward to new Ouija Mack. New track dropping on Tuesday. And then we got a whole bunch of new music from Strange Music and Strange Music affiliates. It Goes Up Entertainment, the new subsidiary label, if you will, ran by Travis O'Gwyn. I don't know if Tech Nine has anything to do with It Goes Up like he does with Strange Music. But the first release, and this release, I'm not seeing fucking promoted by any Strange Music artist. I don't think Travis O'Gwyn's posted up on his Instagram. I'll try to look it up while I'm talking about it right here. But we got the new album from Dax. I'm unfamiliar with Dax's music. I don't even think I've ever heard anything that he's done. But he's got a new album. I'll say it for you. And he is affiliated with Strange Music in that he signed some kind of deal to It Goes Up Entertainment. I'm up on Travis O'Gwyn's page right now. No posts about Dax's shit. Let me check Strange Music. Instagram, I don't see anything. Okay, so they did post on the Strange Music Instagram in a group fucking picture, and it's the very last one. So he did get some kind of little bit of promotion. But this is out. I haven't listened to it. Probably not gonna listen to it just because I'm not familiar. Don't really care. And then we got up next JL of B Hood. He drops chapter 2 of The Devil Hates Sundays. Haven't listened to this. Maybe I'll give it a chance when the full-length album drops. Not sure. But I have seen a few good reviews from this album. It doesn't look like a lot of people are talking about it. I've seen 2 people talk about it, I believe. Both gave it some good words. So JL drops The Devil Hates Sundays, Chapter 2. Third release from Strange Music. Krizz Kaliko dropped another EP. This is the Eternal EP. I can't fucking wait until this shit turns into an album. Excuse me. I've been waiting for a new Krizz Kaliko album since Go dropped, which, again, I say it all the time, is the best strange music release in my opinion. I haven't listened to one of these songs that he's put out. I did hear a clip of drunk white girls or some shit. I don't know how I feel about that track. Sounds fucking kind of silly. Parody kind of shit. I don't know how I feel about that, but that's pretty much the only shit that I've heard from Krizz Kaliko since he started putting out these new EPs. I haven't really seen anybody talk about new Krizz Kaliko, whereas I did see a couple JL posts, but no posts on Krizz Kaliko. Jelly Roll. He dropped his new album, Beautiful Disaster. I see fucking tons of love for new Jelly Roll. Not signed to Strange Music, but he is on It Goes Up Entertainment. So Strange Music affiliated. Jelly Roll drops his highly anticipated new album. And I've been hit up. People are saying they can't wait to see what I think about the new Jelly Roll album. And because they fucking love it so much. Again, I've seen so much love for this album. And my review for this album, drum roll please. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. I wanted to like this. I like the singles that he put out. I Need You and Creature. The two singles that he dropped before the album came out. I really like these singles, but I'm not a fan of this Jelly Roll album. I barely made it halfway through the album, and the album's only 12 songs long. His style of music is not for me. It sounds, I want to say country music only because of his southern accent. The singing is really good. Dude could sing his ass off for sure. The rapping to me is kind of whatever. I've never listened to a Jelly Roll project before this. I've only heard him as features, and the features that I've heard on him for the most part have been really good. You know, his feature on Tech Nine's album last year on FU was fucking amazing. Great feature there. But this album right here, I like the two singles, I Need You and Creature. I'm going to try to listen to it again. I'm going to give it another shot. You know, so this is just an early kind of review, whatever the fuck you want to call it. For me, I'm just not feeling new Jelly Roll. I see tons of love for it. I could see why people like it. He's making very relatable music. Shit is catchy as fuck too. But I don't know if it's for me. I'm gonna try to give it another shot again. You know, it's a short album, 12 songs, 40 minutes, which I like to see. I like to see these 12 to 15 song albums coming in at less than an hour. It leaves you wanting more. Whereas you get too much and you just kind of want to turn the album off after a while. So dope to see 12 tracks. Lil White's on here. You got Tech Nine, Krizz Kaliko, Struggle Jennings, who he's put out albums with before. I'm going to have to give this album another spin. But as of right now, I'm just not feeling it. So I'm sorry if you were looking for me to give this album love. I just can't right now. And I don't know if I'm going to like it. If I don't talk about it again, that means I don't like it. If I change my mind and fucking miraculously love the album, I'll fucking correct myself in a future show. But until then, we got the one strange artist that did drop that I listened to this week and is hard as fuck. Brand new King ISO. He dropped World War Me. I've only listened to, before this album came out was Chopped Liver and I believe Taliban's. The first two songs that he released when he signed to Strange Music. Both bangers. Both are on this album. This album is fucking great. It's really good. Such a good album from King ISO. Not let down. Great follow-up from his last album. I believe it was Dementia. This album, 2 features on it. First track, Requiem with Tech Nine, and then he has another song, Jealous, with Mackenzie Nicole. Before I get into this album, can we just talk about how Mackenzie Nicole is just not good? I'm not trying to hate. I don't like to hate just to hate. It's not really my thing. Unless you do something to me, I'm not going to fucking hate. So this ain't hate. This is just saying she's not good. Her feature on here is not good. Features I've heard before are not good. Her songs that she's put out, not good. Why are they pushing Mackenzie Nicole? Other than the fact she's Travis O'Gwen's daughter. But I digress. Back to King ISO's World War Me album. The nitpick I have for this album, 22 songs, an hour, 16 minutes. You start to get to the end, and there's a couple tracks that could have been cut from the album. I've listened to it twice through so far, and towards the end, it's like, could have cut this track, could have cut that track. I believe off the top of my head, I want to say Apparent Absence. It's a very meaningful track. I get it, but could have been left off. Trippy Love, maybe. Jealous with Mackenzie Nicole could have been cut off. But then you got tracks like Taliban's, GI ISO, World War Me, My First Body, Requiem with Tech Nine. Although when Tech Nine does his little high-pitched shit in there, kind of throws you off a little bit. Youth in America's fucking banging. The last track, Suicide Backwards. It's the word suicide backwards. If you would have cut 5 or 6 songs off this album, maybe even 7, 8 songs off this album, bring it down to 14, 15 songs, it would have been a much stronger effort in the fact that it would have made you wanting more by the time you got to the end of the album. I talked about this earlier with Jelly Roll's album. He only had 12 tracks on it. So you're going to listen to that. You're going to fucking, if you like it, you're going to hit repeat on that shit. Play it again because you want more. So other than the fact it's 22 songs coming in an hour, 16 minutes, there's a lot of fucking strong songs on this album. Really good follow-up to Dementia. Just a little long for my liking. But fucking King ISO is a problem. If he his next album, if he could just shorten it up, not release so many fucking tracks, it's really hard to pull off an album with 20 plus tracks on it, or even 15 plus tracks on it, and have the listener's attention to make it through that entire fucking album. I know it was a trend for a long time in hip hop. In the last handful of years, I want to say, people have been shortening their albums, which I've become a fan of, because it's become apparent that a lot of these people can't hold down these longer albums like that. So if King ISO going forward can shorten his next release and leave the listener wanting more, I'm all for it. And I can only see him going up from here because this dude's mad fucking talented. His hook game is dope. I'm sure Seven did a lot of the production on here. I don't have a hard copy yet. I will be ordering a hard copy of this CD because it is good, minus my gripe of it being too long. But Strange Music is releasing too much fucking music. Let's be real right here for a minute. They dropped 5 releases on Friday. 5 releases. I understand we're in a fast food world right now with social media. People's attention spans are mad small. But I understand releasing music rapidly. Like, drop an EP this month, another one next month, another one 2 months after that, something like that, or singles every other week, every few weeks. But to drop 5 projects on one fan base is too much. People aren't going to consume this shit. I'm not going to consume Krizz Kaliko, JL, or Dax. I'm waiting for the full length from Krizz Kaliko. JL, he hasn't got my attention with features, so I got the new King ISO, and if I was a fan of Jelly Roll, if I'm bumping those 2 albums, I'm not giving any of the other 3 a shot. Or if I'm listening to Krizz Kaliko and Dax, and I'm really digging those 2 albums, I'm not giving the other 3 a shot. You could take any combination you want. 1 or 2, maybe 3 other releases are going to get left out. So you're releasing way too much fucking music for one fan base to consume in one fucking day. I'm not a fan of it. Too much fucking is not good. I do believe in the hype for constantly releasing music. Feed us the fucking music. I'm hungry. I'm always looking for new music. But there is a time when it becomes just too much music for the fans to consume. So strange music, you gotta slow it the fuck down a little bit. Even though you got a million artists up on strange music, and now we got the subsidiary, It Goes Up Entertainment. And in other news, before we wrap this bitch up, we're already at 37 minutes. This is a long ass episode. 37 minutes, and we got the Corona Shutdown. If you've been following the news or even fucking social media, you know this coronavirus is fucking the pandemic all around the world, killing people, infecting people, hospitalizing people. Schools in my area, Massachusetts, the governor just shut schools down till April 6th. He shut down all restaurants, no public gatherings more than 25 people. So any tours, any kind of thing like that coming through Massachusetts in the next about a month or so, and it could go longer than that because who knows when this shit's going to end, is kiboshed by the governor of Massachusetts. I don't know how other states are doing it, but that's how they're doing it. And a whole lot of postponements. First up, Record Store Day being pushed back to June 20th. This was the first postponement I seen. I believe it was announced on Friday. And I'm like, what the fuck? Record Store Day was supposed to happen next month in April 18th, I believe. And now that shit's not happening until June 20th. And that was the first postponement I seen. Up next, we got Run the Jewels, Rage Against the Machine. I'm a big Run the Jewels fan. Rage Against the Machine fan as well. Their whole fucking tour postponed. They said, fuck it, we're postponing the whole fucking tour because of this coronavirus shit, and we're shutting it down. And then on Friday, early Friday afternoon, Slain, he fucking took to Facebook. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do the St. Patty's show this year. The governor just held a press conference saying no gatherings of more than 250 person capacity. That was the original order in place on Friday. He just held another conference a couple hours ago. I'm recording this Sunday, March 15th, 8:48 p.m. And now it's 25 people. So he couldn't do his St. Patrick's show this year. And then he also says the April tour dates I was on with Twisted are being rescheduled too. Stay safe, everyone. This was before Twisted had made the announcement that they are postponing all the New England shows, basically the East Coast dates, the first week, I want to say, of the tour because of the coronavirus. So they're postponing it. They made the official announcement after Slain had posted it. And I got word that possibly, the rest of the tour could be postponed as well. And also got word that, Tech Nine, He signed to Live Nation. Live Nation, they already put out their press statement saying that they're fucking postponing all tours. So I'm expecting a Tech 9 announcement soon. We got the Wicked Clowns from Outer Space tour popping off soon. The Ultra Live Monster 5, from what I understand and what I've been told, they were supposed to be making an announcement like within the next week or so, I believe. At least the next week or two on when the first show would be popping off. Allegedly before the Wicked Clowns from Outer Space Part 2 tour even starts. But because of this Corona shit, who knows if they're even going to announce it yet. Because it's probably just going to be postponed anyway. But we got the official word from Twisted about their Dynamic Duo tour. And then we got the Palladium. The Palladium is the local venue here in Massachusetts. They put out press release saying that they're going to follow what the governor's saying on the order of banning all public assemblies over 250 people. Again, this was last week. It's now 25 people. They're going to attempt to reschedule all postponed events as soon as possible. Tech 9 was, in fact, scheduled to play at the Palladium in the near future. I don't know the exact date, but because of this whole coronavirus thing, it's being shut down before the artists can actually make the official announcement themselves. So expect more postponements because of the coronavirus and this Corona shutdown. And I expect more dates to be canceled from Twisted. I'm anticipating an announcement from ICP concerning Wicked Clouds from Outer Space. Maybe the Ultra Live Monster 5, but possibly not because they didn't officially announce the first date yet. And Tech 9, like I just said. And if you're out there, take this shit serious. It ain't a joke. Wash your fucking hands, you dirty motherfuckers. I know a lot of you are dirty. Wash your motherfucking hands. Stay away from people. Stop buying up all the fucking toilet paper like a fucking savage. Save some of the fucking Campbell's tomato soup for grandma next door so she can get some. And stay safe, like I said. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode. Much love. And again, stay safe. Expect more postponements from Twisted, Tech 9, ICP. Go check out that ShyOne album if you ain't checked it out. Go check out that King ISO album. Really fucking dope. And I'm Rolling Bone of the Beneath the Dirt podcast. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.